Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Opportunity. Our scientific mission is straightforward. Examine the space around, monitor the surface of, and perhaps lead a team into the anomaly at Sector A98. Tune in to hear John Garlick run the adventure with Jay Duguay, John Kennedy, Justin Wiggy, myself, and a host of special guests joining us at the table. Galactic adventures begin just after this music.
Someone has to say what?
Say the line.
What line?
The Welcome to Gaming with Scott line.
Well, which is what?
Hello again, and welcome to Gaming with Scott. My name is Scott Troiano, and I am an Aries, and I like to go on long walks on the beach, and I'm going to hit the record button any second now. I have no idea if you're an Aries. I don't even know if you like beaches. Do you like beaches?
Who doesn't
you
like
strike me
beaches?
that you strike me as someone who might scoff the idea of a beach, but I think secretly you like the idea of a beach for you.
I
Just
like
one
the
beach.
the
Just
He's a
idea.
white horse with beach.
You mean my
Kinda
own
guy.
private beach?
yeah.
I like the
I'm all
idea
about
of
that.
having
Yeah.
sandy buns.
Whoa.
I'm just saying. I'm good with that idea right now.
Yeah.
Do you know this? So
Jackson
this
is
lady
enjoying a
Sandy,
beach,
does she have
and I
a?
hate
Yeah.
She nice?
everything.
Is that a
Like
cinnamon
shapely?
bun place that's like
Okay.
on the East Coast?
So you're gonna finish the
Sandy buns?
introduction?
Sandy
Come on.
buns.
No, you should do it. You should finish it.
No.
Start the introduction.
You already did it. Now you're going to introduce
you
the
already
people at the
did it.
table.
Oh, and then with our game master, John
No, you got to
Garlick.
go around to the other people first.
Are you recording this?
With Jay Duguay,
Bah.
Justin Wiggy Wigchad,
Why?
John Kennedy.
Hi-yo.
I'm sorry, I missed that. You were looking at someone else.
Wasn't I?
Seth Bird. And Scott Troiano.
You already did me.
You already
Oh.
did
He
him.
said, did it count before?
Oh, okay. Hi.
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 And
Oh, wait,
our,
I'm sorry.
And our game master, the ever eloquent John Garlick.
My cat's breath smells of cat food.
Why did we just get Jay Duguay, Scott Troiano?
I know, right?
But we got like
The guys in the red shirts.
Justin.
The guys in the red shirts got
We who are about to die salute you.
got it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know if he's recording. Are you recording?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, you just introduced Gaming with John, so let's go.
Oh, okay. Go.
Okay. All right.
Gaming with
Well, so
No.
Oh, wait, we have to redo that whole thing. I'm just kidding. Go, John.
Wait, you
Oh,
really?
my God, he's going to murder me. Go
Wait,
ahead.
you really recorded that?
Yeah. Why?
I don't
Let's
know.
stop talking about it.
All right.
yeah, this is we'll fix it all in post. It'll be great. Super great. Super great.
So what I heard was John wants to start editing the podcast.
No, I don't.
I've already said I,
I
would.
don't. I don't cur.
So we're not going to fix it in post?
Probably not.
I get
But
the feeling-
that's- I'm just going to say that so we don't have to talk about it anymore.
I get the feeling
Nice.
John Garlick's like one step away from going, I have to get something from my car. He just picks up all the stuff and leaves. And we all sit here for half an hour like, wait,
I
he's
wonder
taking
if
a
he's gonna
long
come
time.
All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, excuse me. I need to go and look at something at my house.
I think I hear my mom calling me. Have to go.
Johnny.
So, you learned that chaos had broken out in the Alpha Quadrant, and the various extra ships that have been patrolling Site A98 are going to be called away. So you will have less of a complement of extra guys to pull in. You still have the access to the Klingon Empire, which is not involved in this conflict.
Nice.
But as it is, the Federation has its resources are being diverted to the other side of the quadrant.
And I just got out of my senior staff meeting where we did some planning about the ship.
And you were like,
and we're going to start
man,
Daywatch."
that haunted whorehouse is kind of intense. And
Yeah.
they say, yeah, we should have all of our officers' meetings there.
And we should make it a bar. Yes.
We're going to get no work done on this ship. In fact, we haven't even left the station yet. I don't think we are getting any work done on this ship.
But yes, that is what you get from your your communique from Admiral Janeway. She lets you know
Nice.
that
Whoa.
things got serious on the other side of the quadrant. They will not be able to furnish you 5 extra Galaxy class ships all the time.
Great, thanks. Good to know. All right. So everybody to their day shift duty rosters, and let's go patrol the anomaly,
dangle?
shall we?
Yep.
Patrol the dangle.
Yes.
The
Stop saying dangle.
I'm gonna hang out on the bridge because there's not much I can do in the med lab.
Families
The
need
meth lab?
Need a doctor?
a doctor.
Yeah, they can make an appointment.
Yeah.
You have a full.
So you're going to stop shooting yourself
and I
up
have
with Valium.
other doctors under me.
So you're going to stop shooting yourself up with Valium and Vicodin and join us on the bridge?
You know, you didn't complain when I injected you with Valium and Vicodin.
No, I didn't. I'm complaining about when you do it to yourself. Don't get high off your own supply.
It's not my supply; it's Federation supply.
Okay.
Oh, it's even worse.
Okay. So as you guys are scanning around, you see that that there is something is going a little bit strange with the anomaly.
Uh-oh.
Give me a. We're going to call this control plus science. We're going to have this be Commander Tassas is going to roll this for us, and somebody is going to roll for the ship. Rolling off of sensors plus science.
Which
Am
die
I doing that?
rolling?
Oh.
Somebody, you do it or
you go.
assign somebody.
Am I using my 20s?
Yeah, two
Sensors plus
d20s,
science.
and so he's going to roll 1. You're going to roll 1
I'm
for
gonna roll
the
1.
ship to help.
What's sensors plus science? Did you add it up yet? Don't
Sense?
roll yet.
It's like-
Don't roll till you add.
It's a shame that I'm not doing
It's
it
like
'cause I actually
12.
have technical expertise. I can re-roll one of the d20s.
Ooh. Well,
It would have made sense though for me to.
yeah.
I
it's
took it
okay.
because I thought
Well,
if
what
I
are the
already used
sensors?
sensors on the ship to help identify like a pathogen.
Yes,
Right.
Jade.
Science plus what?
Science plus what was it? Did I say control?
You.
Did I?
I thought you said sensor.
No, that's for the ship.
him.
Okay.
And you're rolling control plus science.
Okay, so 15.
Yeah. So roll your 2d20s.
it's
roll
the
that
science
beautiful
and
beam
sensor.
footage.
4 and 12.
All right. So your let's see. Do you have any specialties that apply to this sort of thing?
Actually, that might.
What am I?
Any focuses?
I've got experimental tech, warp
What are science
engines.
plus-
I don't know.
I'm going to say.
Oh,
I'm going to say in this particular case, yeah, it won't apply. So, but that's still 2 hits. How are
Isn't
things?
one that's under 4? What's your science?
My science is 5.
She has to have a focus. That applies.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just anything under your discipline.
No,
Okay.
no, that's
Ships at 12. Ships rolled 14.
okay. The ship does not assist. It's
What am I rolling for?
This is to detect a thingy that
Oh.
is happening.
heh.
Something's happening with the anomaly, and he wants to see if you catch it or not. But you got a success.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's like Star Trek: The Motion Picture with the weird butthole gateway.
Whoa.
Spock goes flying through it.
So, how many successes did
That's
you
totally a butthole.
is it under the 15?
Under,
Okay, so
under.
2.
Just wanna keep
Okay.
saying both.
All right. So one more chip goes into momentum.
Yay.
And one goes out of momentum for a scene change. Boo. As time passes.
Time after time.
All right. It looks like the something is weird. The dangle, the bubble, has become semi-translucent. It is more see-through than it was before. And you begin to do a long-range scan. It's like, what's going on? Maybe there's something else. And you see that there is another sphere has appeared a distance away. It is about it's
Mating.
50 or 60 100,000 clicks further out.
It's over that way.
Over
Yeah.
yonder.
Yeah, it's still in deep space, and it's a little further away from Timbuktu Station, fortunately.
Way down yonder.
But it is
in,
also kind of
Championship
see-through.
quadrant.
Both of them are see-through?
Both of them are kind of see-through.
Captain,
Yes, report.
there seems to be a second anomaly.
Are you seeing that right?
Well, the original bubble has gone transparent, and a second one has appeared. I've sent out long-range scanners, and there is a second one.
Recommendations?
Watch it further. Measure any movement, speed.
Thebes, go over to sensors. Is this alive? Is it reproducing? I mean, there was one bubble. Now there's two bubbles.
Is it breeding?
I'm not sure if it's reproducing. I'm wondering if that might be a second creature. We might be able to ascertain it if we sent a probe into the other mouth.
Fire it up.
All right.
I can track the probe.
Go proby.
Probe it.
Aren't you good at probes? Don't you have some sort of proby?
It doesn't seem to be doing whatever it's doing. It doesn't seem to be doing it instantly. So, but this is something that has just appeared in the last few minutes. You prepare the probe. It launches from the station. It has a special probe bay just for
Probing?
For probing this exact thing. This is what it's supposed to do. You send over information. They put telemetry onto your station, and there's a little, three-pointed probe that it's got. It's like a little torpedo with three prongs that stick out with a light on each one, and it moves at impulse power towards the second anomaly. Give me another roll for this will be your control plus con.
So that's on your sheet. Yeah.
Oh, mine?
Yes.
Yep.
You can do it. We all believe in you.
And someone else can
Roll for the ship.
roll for the ship. So 2 dice for you and 1 die for the ship. That's going to be a success on the. Actually, it would be for the probe, but that's going to.
Yeah, I got a
succeed.
4, so
Okay.
that's going to be a success either way.
I got a 2, a 3, and then a 16 for the ship, which is...
All right.
No, I rolled for the ship.
Yeah, you
Oh,
rolled for
you
the
don't get to roll
Okay.
for the ship.
Okay, so all right, so you're gonna you successfully add to your momentum.
Yay!
Yay!
And then you change scenes and lose.
All
one.
right, you manage to bring the probe to a reasonable halt before it crashes into this shape, and as you're and it begins to the probe begins to transmit information back to you. It over subspace. It's able to give you a live feed, even though it's a few light minutes away. And you see that that the second one looks more solid than it did previously. The first one has faded out a little more.
That's weird.
Is it phasing?
It's well, I mean, it is sort of like it's disappearing in one spot.
Tassas, do a detailed scan of the area, either with our sensors or with the probe. Is this thing transferring energy? Is it moving? Are we seeing? Is this temporally oriented?
Scanning now.
All right. So we are going to use the special rules for making doing a scientific analysis, and you're going to give different ideas
Okay.
that apply, and so this is a special set of rules here in Star Trek Adventures using the scientific method.
Yeah, so this is the scientific method.
So you're sitting on a pretty good stack of momentum there, and you've got some different stuff. You can try to figure out what this thingy is doing.
Scientific method.
The
We love
scientific
it.
method. The first thing, you have made some observations against 0 difficulty tasks, and now you've got some information in front of you. There are two of these different two of these shapes where once there was one.
But one is getting more solid and the other one is getting less solid.
That's right. The
Yeah.
original one is sort of fading away, and the other one is getting thicker.
Well, we ascertained that it was somewhat of a living creature before.
Yes.
So, but one is fading away and the other one is getting more solid.
I have a hypothesis.
So the first thing we're going to do...
I have one, but I'd rather hear yours first.
Yeah, I've got a few.
The first thing we're going to do is we're going to designate one of you as the research lead. It is whoever has the most applicable skill in whatever this is. It could be, I mean, it is a xenobiological organism, but it's also, kind of theoretical science. So either the doctor or the science officer could be suitable.
I would say
not
that
it.
until we know more about the creature, then I would say the science officer would
Okay.
be the one that goes. Because I have a theory, but right now we're looking at this thing like its effects first. So, not to dump this on you, unless you don't want it.
I'm fine with that. All I'm just saying is 2 weeks ago they tried to kill my Marvel character, so if Tassas comes to the verge of death tonight,
This will not kill you.
I'm going to rage flip this table.
That is
Look,
awesome.
we're just going to put you in a suit and send you out on a rocket pod with only 30 seconds of power.
Sweet.
You can jettison the rocket pod after you're up to
It's
velocity.
obviously
You have
challenging
an
you.
odd amount of time.
It's obviously challenging you to an honor duel. You have to Michael Burnham up
Nice.
and go and fight.
The Vulcan
I
response.
think the solution is you go in the water tank with the water creature, with the dolphin creature from the other ship, and then we launch you.
And then both of you together, you Vulcan mind meld to the dolphin, and you go.
All right.
That's the one. Okay, sorry, you let me go.
Super
You let this go
perfect.
too far.
All right. So
So do you want to hear my? You want to hear my?
the research lead.
So
And
does she get
we're
to
gonna-
give the first hypothesis? Or?
No. She is going to take all of these different hypotheses, and she is going to select the ones that she wants to pursue. If none of them are good, I gain a threat, and I send you back to the drawing board. If one or more of them is pretty close to what is going on, then that is the right way, and we proceed, and you start to test your theories. And
Awesome.
We're going to say that the total successes needed is going to be 5 successes.
So how do we determine? So everybody gets to throw a hypothesis
Right.
in. Everybody gets
So
to throw
write
2
down-
or 5 or 10, or how do we
Well,
determine?
basically, she is going to try to narrow this down to like 3 to 5 ideas
Okay.
that seem to work.
Okay.
And so you guys are going to write down these things and try to tie it into a focus that you guys have. You can discuss this as well, but write them on these cards.
All right.
So here's...
Thank you. Did I have? I
Cards.
thought I had a pencil.
You did.
I'm
It was
sorry,
purple.
I stole it back.
Purple.
Here.
Oh, yeah. Okay, good. I thought so. I thought I was losing my mind.
Thank you, Seven.
That's
You're
probably
welcome,
still happening.
Master.
So Tassas is designated as research lead, and the other players are going to be writing down a few different ideas, trying to tie it into, if you can, into a focus that.
What if we all
you
pick
might
the
have.
same one?
Well, talk amongst yourselves so you don't overlap too bad.
Oh, okay. Then I'm just going to put mine out for everyone.
Okay.
Okay,
so let me
yes.
put mine
Yeah,
out?
you can just start
Did
talking.
you want to hear mine first?
Sure, go ahead.
I was just saying. I think one is eating the other. That one is eating another. These are plentiful feeding grounds. Apparently,
Maybe. I was thinking it's the same creature. I think that either it translocates through space, that's how it travels to find other places to hunt, or wherever it is in whatever realm it inhabits, it puts one feeler out, and then it puts out the other one, and it withdraws the other feeler slowly.
So we're going to put the first one as, I think warp drive actually applies to that because it's moving through subspace.
Yeah.
Is how this thing is.
and I'm sending that over to Tassas.
I have one of those like bank teller things. Like
They just.
Do I have to write down like warp drive next to mine?
Well,
or-
just as a note, it's helpful.
One of them is eating the other. These are plentiful waters.
And
Xenobiology.
and if it is the same creature that's moving, co-locating.
Yeah, but my thought there would be, why would it only co-locate 60,000 miles?
maybe that's it.
That's
moves
the speed
slowly.
it moves.
Yeah.
Space whale, anglerfish.
It's pretty big, and that's a huge distance.
It's also effectively instantaneous. So
Okay.
It's kind of like a Venus flytrap.
Right on.
It's got the one head out, and
Yeah.
okay, so not like a Venus flytrap.
Like an anglerfish, but
I'm trying to think of like a marine life that it might actually be like it. Kind of
like a sea anemone.
Yeah.
yeah.
Or not a sea urchin. Yeah. Sea anemone. Yeah.
So I read this
anemone.
book called Fluke, or I Know Why the Something Whale Sings, and it ended up being some of the whales within the pods were like biological ships. So they were like submarines, but they were alien tech and they were biological also. So like they look like a whale from the outside, and on the inside they were like fleshy and like alive, but they were also a ship.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like Tin Man,
Yeah.
Oh, from
only
that
underwater.
that one episode of Star Trek.
Which
Right.
they never addressed again.
Yeah.
Never.
That was a full-blown Betazoid, too. He was
ever.
telepathic.
I know. Anyhow.
So I'm thinking
They-
maybe
they-
it's like a bio ship of some sort,
And they
like an
did
experimental technology.
they did explore that quite a bit on Farscape though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they did. Anyhow, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I loved Farscape.
Yeah.
No, that's my theory, where it's potentially it's the same creature. It's just it moves slowly through space.
Okay.
And also, I think after it fed from the last tentacle, it was probably thinking that, oh, well, I'm not getting anything here lately. I'm just going to move my tentacle over here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm of a similar mind, but I think because of how the ships that are going through it are traveling and coming out of a different space, that maybe the creature exists partially phased. So, you go through it. Maybe that other one, as ridiculous as it sounds, maybe the other half of it. Because nothing's coming out; they're only going in. So maybe that's my thought. Maybe it's
they're like-
partially phased.
So, and the other
So
part
it's
of
coming
it's-
out of it's going in your mouth and it's spitting the ships out somewhere, and then the other half of it is
Okay.
60,000 miles away.
That might make sense. If it's a big creature.
Yeah, and if it's phased, it can be in two different places, or
Okay.
at the same time.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right. So
Here's
so we
your
got
threat.
3.
Move along.
We got 4. One of the ideas is the right way or pretty close to it, so you can proceed to testing your hypotheses.
Oh, yay for not gaining a threat. Hooray.
Yeah.
And it's not the end of the world if you guys get a thread.
I know.
Also, at a certain point, we do get like the brilliant shining MacGuffin that would, if we fail a certain number of times, eventually it's like, no, see, it's the glowing red one, the big sign that says, "Don't listen to John Kennedy."
Ta-da! I get it. Yay.
Although at that point, we've also given him a lot of threat. So
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the partially phased creature.
Okay.
okay,
All right. So the way that this works now is that you would roll some dice and potentially apply the included focus from that thing. So I'd say that since it's phased, it's going through subspace.
I was thinking based on the tech of the photon torpedoes.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's not a specialty I think you have, but you can still roll
For which one? What?
for the one that
I
for
have-
Wiggy's idea.
I have warp engines as my focus.
Yeah, that would apply to if you went with John's. but-
Okay. Yeah, I've got experimental tech and then botany and geology.
Okay.
So I'm rolling on what?
You're good. Let's say you're rolling reason plus science.
Can we do assists?
15.
Sure. Yeah, and also you're using the ship's technology. So somebody,
I've-
one of you roll for the ship, and one of you roll. You've got your.
I have technical expertise.
Yeah, so you can roll yours and re-roll it if it fails.
Okay, and I just roll what? Science plus.
Science
Reason.
plus reason, I guess.
Okay.
Scott, do you want to roll ship?
And you roll computers plus it's on that sheet there. Roll the ship's computers plus
2 dice.
1 die for you, 1 die for you.
Okay, but I get to re-roll it.
Computers plus what did you
To
say?
re-roll it. Good thing I get to re-roll.
We'll
was
call
better.
it science. I believe that's on there.
I did better.
Okay. Brilliant.
I got a 4.
4.
4.
Okay. Do you have any applicable specialties for phased variance thingies? Subspace
No.
stuff? Okay, that's fine.
I rolled a 10 and a 2 on
The
a
thing
15.
is, I don't think
Okay.
xenobiology applies yet.
No. Okay. All right. All right. So that is 2 hits here, 1 and 2. So that is a total of 4. This is
Wait,
Story of a girl.
was it 4 or 5?
you can spend a momentum for an extra die. You could potentially knock this out all the way. In this, you need 5 hits to. Now you can roll again later, but
Wait, but I thought you said 2, 1, 2.
2 1 1.
Oh, you said 2 when you got to
Oh,
Kennedy.
pardon me.
That's why I was confused.
Can I spend 3 momentum to get 3 more dice at this point?
Well, you
or-
can spend you can spend 1 momentum for 1. You can spend 3 momentum for 2.
Okay.
You can spend 6 momentum for 3.
I thought 5 was our maximum momentum.
It is.
Okay, then.
I'm sorry. 6 is your maximum momentum. Excuse
Oh,
me.
okay. Then can we spend 3?
Sure.
Roll 2 more
2.
dice for that?
No, it would be a total spending a total of. I'm sorry. Yes, it would be. Okay, so throw 2 more dice.
Who's rolling?
I got him.
Yeah, he can.
Okay.
So everybody gets
Captain.
to roll. It's
Captain.
great.
Captain.
Super great.
Captain.
Yeah.
Captain.
Have you guys rolled yours already?
Yep.
Alrighty. I got an 18 and a 16.
Okay.
Never mind.
All right. Well, you are
Womp womp.
you are gathering information, scanning subspace, looking around. You're going to need to roll again. This is the next day. Some time has elapsed.
Science and reason again?
Science and reason again. Everybody can roll to do the same thing.
1 and
Boom.
14, so 2 successes.
All right.
What if you get the exact number?
The exact number, it is the same. And one of these will.
Spending another momentum.
You can also. Yeah, for an extra die.
Was the exact number a crit?
The exact. A 1 is a crit.
Oh, okay.
A 20 is bad.
I got a 6.
And did you get a 1, did you say?
Oh, yeah, I got a 1.
Okay, that is 2 successes.
Oh, that's 3 right here.
That's 3 right there.
8.
Okay, and you got. So that's 1 right there.
13.
Okay, that's 1 right there. And did you get.
I rolled a 6, which is a success.
Okay, so that is 6 successes.
Woo woo.
Yes.
Basically, this is enough to learn that your first lead is not panning out. The creature is not spreading out extra body parts through subspace, but I'll let you apply all of those extra successes spent on the next day to investigate all the way into one of the other options.
You're the science lead. Don't look at us.
I mean, you
I
can
saw-
look wherever you want. I
I saw
don't care.
corner
I
of
guess
my
you
eye.
can look wherever
There are favorites among the group.
See, but I feel like partially phased creature and same creature but moves through subspace.
Are kind of similar.
Kind-
Well,
They're
one of the
kinda
things is
similar.
they're similar, but not exactly.
So get it off the board.
So the first one, it is basically it is not phasing. It is not moving. It is not out of phase, but it is doing something interdimensional that's a little different.
We can try Scott's.
Yeah, if you want. I mean,
No, I mean you're kind of leading to it's similar. Right? Yeah, I'm gonna go with John's.
okay.
It's the same creature but moves through.
All right. This is not only you begin to really examine the scans in very precise detail, and you see that the bubble, the mile-wide bubble, is the dangle, the lure is made of energy fields that have a level of complexity where they're like cells, like they have individual bodies inside them, electrical and plasma impulses. That it is an order of complexity indicating life. But not only that, but it seems to be the same life. It is identical. They are the same object that is existing in two different spots, and one is kind of fading out, and the other is kind of fading in. And it is moving through the intervening space without touching it, but it is definitely not just it's the same bubble.
It's a hyperspatial organism. Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely existing in more than 3 dimensions.
Okay.
But it is moving through its own dimensions, and what you are perceiving is it just stops existing in one spot and begins existing somewhere else.
Wow.
It is very strange.
Very strange.
It would revolutionize our travel through the galaxy.
Yeah, potentially, if it didn't have to eat you.
Well, but if we could potentially, I don't know, spin our ship into a shape like that bubble, we could drop out of space here and appear in space
But is
anywhere
it-
else in the
It's also-
galaxy.
Is it
could.
actually eating?
That's how you wind up in the middle
Eating
of
the
a planet.
ships that it
Yeah.
swallows.
Or a
It
star.
seems to be based on the information from the android head, which we're going to go through.
Lumbar system?
It
Isn't that
does
what's
seem
his name?
to drain them of power.
Okay.
So at this point, so your analysis of the creature has been successful. The next, and you've learned more information about it, that it can move, it moves through 3-dimensional space in a way that nothing else can, because it goes straight through other dimensions in a way that is difficult to describe without higher math.
So weird that it moved away from the space station.
It is. But looking at the things that have happened in the last few days, though, it did barf up some objects.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't like to eat spaceships.
Well, it did, disgorge the android cranium.
What was that first thing what was it called? The first thing that it spit up? That was from like
Oh.
It was from the wing of a bird of prey.
Yeah, a nacelle.
a nacelle. That's right.
That
'Cause
wasn't
I called
the
it like a T cell last time.
That wasn't the Klingon ship that went in there, right? It wasn't
No.
a bird
Oh,
of prey.
it was earlier. It was from the original task force assigned to this place. So we're going to go over. Okay, so you guys are due for Ensign Lefty to tell you what was decoded from the
Is that the turtle guy?
turtle guy. It is your turtle friend.
I love him.
Turtle.
Yes, he's a turtile. He's science division and is
Okay.
well-meaning but very slow,
Very bad at rescues.
very bad at rescues. But yes,
That doesn't seem like his niche.
Stardate 57640. File extraction from the cranium of the Maddox class android designated bomber, compiled by Ensign Lefty, isolinear computing specialist of the USS Opportunity Science Division. And he says, well, we've recovered some different, basically 4 different groups of files. The first one was a short SOS message from Captain Canestra of the Romulan science vessel Watchful Owl. Some of the files have been partially degraded by unshielded exposure to the plasma energy of the Site A98 creature, but everything we were able to retrieve several pieces of information. In Canestra's message, she said she sent a request for assistance. She said that the chain of command had broken down, and the Klingons had taken over and then had a mutiny on the other side. Later, when the Romulan warships arrived, they took control of all the ships in the area by some kind of computer sabotage, which you guys have encountered yourselves.
Yeah.
In the same, they used the same trick on the opposite side. That they'd already done sabotage and were able, as soon as they came into the area, they were able to take over immediately. The ships that weren't under control. Is that something wrong?
No.
Oh, okay.
She's out like a light.
Oh, okay. Okay, the ships that weren't under control, which included the Watchful Owl and the USS Fahrenheit, fled the area. They had to move away from the exit point. The Romulans control it. But they were able to jettison the head of the android with all this information inside, and somehow were able to get it to barf up at the location you're at now. There's a great deal of astrometric data from the USS Fahrenheit, the USS Vigilance, which was part of the original task force, and the Romulan ship Watchful Owl. The exit point of Site A98 is a debris field on the outer edge of a dwarf galaxy surrounded by very old red stars. The Milky Way, Triangulum, and Andromeda galaxies are visible as distant blobs of light.
Holy crap!
They have passed through the galactic barrier and are now very far away. The second file cluster is sensor data downloaded from the USS Fahrenheit, Vigilance, and Watchful Owl. Transit through the Site A98 creature's digestive tract takes about 10 to 20 hours. Ships suffer continuous power drain and exposure to dangerous plasma and gravitic turbulence. But ships that enter with shields and inertial dampeners up are reasonably likely to emerge intact at the exit point. The exit point is an energy sphere like the mouth, but in reverse. Ships are dropped at random points in a 1 AU radius. So it starts as a 200 million mile sphere, and then collapses in. And you are dropped off at somewhere in that sphere. Most of the original Federation and Klingon task force has been spotted intact, but it's been taken over by the Romulans. The 4 Romulan warships that appeared after you guys tricked them into getting close to the mouth, they are still there, and they control the exit point in addition to several Federation and Klingon vessels that are parked around it.
How'd they get control of the ships?
Well, these guys aren't aware, but you guys encountered...
May I?
Oh, go ahead.
Probably some nerd with these tiny little green glowy dots that he puts on the computer things. Yeah, we ran into that a while ago.
Yeah,
I'm sure the turtle guy's going to... Leslie's going to have some notes
jerk.
on that.
Yeah, I hate it. Yeah, we were pulling those things off.
So there's a essentially Romulan fleet stuck on the on the ass end of the universe.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But they have essentially Federation and Klingon hostages.
Yes.
Because I assume they haven't spaced them.
Well, either way, they have our equipment and people.
And they're And it is possible to get back, because that's how we got the android head.
Yes.
So that means that we have a Romulan commander out there, a rogue one, who has a fleet, essentially.
The last piece of information based on the files and the sensor files in the head is that there were several vessels, including several like non-essential, like they took the big warships and the Vigilance, and which was an Excelsior class. And they didn't take over all of the ships in the task force that was assigned to Site A98.
So the Excelsior class is still Federation controlled?
No. That one is the Vigilance is under Romulan control.
Damn it.
But it's got all the non-essential personnel. It's got the families.
Yeah, but the Vigilance is an Excelsior class starship. That's top of the line. That's state-of-the-art bang bang.
Yeah, but speaking of bang bang, if I was a Romulan commander who wanted to hold an entire fleet hostage, I would put the families on that ship and threaten to blow up the ship if any of the other vessels stepped out of line.
Well,
it
also-
wouldn't work on the Klingons. It would work on the Federation.
But I don't think they would because they want that tech. So
Jade.
So we've already established that they've got all those ships. My question is there something in common between the android head and the nacelle material-wise that could link to what it is spitting up?
Yes, it seems that there is sort of they both contained duranium and some other alloys that are similar.
Is that something that our ship contains?
Yes.
The hull.
Duranium is a standard hull plating material.
So
Okay.
it could mean that that a ship could get back through without too much modification. Now, there was one more thing. Several of the non-essential ships fled into the galaxy. The Intrepid,
On that side?
on the other side.
So they're lost.
No, they're not lost.
They're and so
they ran.
yeah. So that included the Fahrenheit, which is its own little. It is leading a small fleet of science vessels and commercial ships and transports.
They're running at top speed, going quick science, fast, go
Top speed at impulse.
more science. Yeah,
So yeah, they are, and so they had to flee into the galaxy. Also, there were, according to the logs, there were Klingon warships that cut and run on their own when there were problems among the Klingons previously. So there are also some Klingons out there who aren't necessarily under control, but their ships are probably compromised too, so they can't get too close to the Romulans. And so Lefty, the turtle guy, has taken this information to astrometrics, and they are reasonably confident that extrapolating from the position of the visible galactic landmarks, the exit point is located near a small spheroid galaxy dubbed WLM, 3 million light years away from the Milky Way. It is one of the local group's most distant dwarf galaxy satellites, untouched by the tidal forces of its neighbors. At warp factor 9.0, going straight from one point to the other and not through the creature, would take about 2,000 Earth years for a starship to fly between WLM and the Milky Way.
That's roughly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we have two choices then. One is we figure out a way to mine the mouth of this, so if that fleet comes back, they're destroyed. Or we go in there and try to rescue our friends.
There is one other thing. Security did a forensic scan on the android head, and it indicates particle scoring associated with Klingon disruptor fire from before the head was spaced, and metallurgical analysis revealed microfragments and stress fractures that indicate the head was forcibly severed from the chassis by a single strike with a batleth.
The Klingons killed the android?
No, well, they cut off its head. Yeah,
This is weird. Why would the Klingons go rogue?
that's a good question.
Or did they go rogue?
Or maybe that was maybe
Were they
that was
helping to
just-
send a message?
Yeah, they might have been helping.
Maybe it was easier just to send the head.
It seems pretty obvious that they there's you don't have to hack the android's head off to detach it from the body.
Ah,
Yeah.
That is something that just apparently happened.
Okay.
The other thing is the
Do
androids.
Klingons know that though?
Oh, I mean,
good question.
the androids. The androids largely intact memory files and firmware for a Maddox class android are still intact. So
we could build him a new body, essentially.
oh yeah,
can rebuild
his
him.
software is salvageable, and in fact, Commander Maddox is due today to bring his dudes. He wanted to, get the information back because this was a pretty big. The Fahrenheit was a pretty big deal for testing the viability of his android crew.
Well, Captain, what are your orders?
Shh, the captain's thinking.
He's writing stuff down.
Writing feverishly.
So, giving me notes.
All right.
A message has been delivered.
The system is down.
So you're relating this all
system
to us,
is
or
down.
we're all
Okay. All right. He gives a pad to weapons division. They say, "Yes, sir." And phasers discharge with an extended burst in the general direction of a distant galaxy. It'll take a few million years to get there, but you never know.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
What are your orders?
Well, we have about 2,000 years before those until those phaser bursts hit the Romulans. I'm not sure if that'll be a distraction enough.
Oh, the phaser bursts travel at light speed. It'll take 3.04 million years to arrive.
So we've got so the clock's ticking at this point. Suggestions and recommendations.
Well, sir, I don't feel comfortable leaving a Federation task group marooned on the other side of the galaxy.
Okay.
I agree.
And I don't know why the Klingons would turn on them, but I do know that we are Starfleet. We don't turn on our own.
I don't think the Klingons did turn on them. I think they were trying to send a message. I think the Klingons are helping the task force that's there, especially Kang.
Do you think in the situation of removing the head, maybe the quickest way to do so to get the message out would have been removing it forcibly?
No, because they're based off the Soong type android design, and it's fairly easy to remove the head once you disengage the several clamps around the neck.
That sounds like a lot of work if somebody is...
The thing is, if this thing also, if it doesn't like duranium, and it was spitting out larger fragments of ships that were much larger than an average android, they could have just jettisoned the whole android, and he would have been fine.
It also
Unless-
seems, a little piece of extra information. It seems like the head was popped off a good amount of time prior to the android's head getting ejected into space.
There's the difference between
Maybe that.
carrying information and smuggling information. If you needed to carry the information, you take the whole android. If you need to smuggle it, a head will fit in a bag, an android won't.
There's also
It's possible.
Is there a thought that maybe the android ship got destroyed and that was just a random head that happened to go that direction?
Not carrying all of that data. No. That
Yeah,
data was put there.
Unless
on-
they
Well,
all
no,
had that
wasn't
data.
there-
Actually,
Actual
if there was a
data-
compromised Klingon vessel, it could have destroyed that ship. So a compromised Klingon vessel could have blown them up, which would explain the damage. But not the Batleth.
Yeah, I was going to say, there was...
It was. I'm sorry. It was. It was the android was decommissioned in atmosphere. I'm sorry. You were going to say.
I was going to say that what he just said, it doesn't explain that.
No, the android had the data on it. That data, in and of itself, suggests good intent. In other words, to inform.
the amount of
I think the android wanted to inform us. I'm just
also the amount of data it was packed in there. I mean, by the Romulan captain. She was the one who sent the message.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't it? I can't. What was her name?
Canestra.
Canestra.
Yeah.
Your friend with the cigarette waitress voice.
Yeah, the Waffle House waitress.
well,
Canar syrup.
yeah.
I could try to reactivate it,
No, that's okay.
The head does
Well,
work.
and the Soong type android is modeled off of like biological systems.
Right. This is a Maddox type.
They you were able to boot it up by connecting it to power previously.
So
It can talk.
it could
Oh, it could talk.
Oh, it
potentially
couldn't talk before. But that's okay. If we've got it to the point where it can. Oh, good.
Oh, then
So it could potentially explain to us what's going on.
yeah.
Its memories are slightly damaged. The other option you have is in the next couple hours, its creator is going to show up.
Well, we need to get everything we can from it before that happens.
Let's have a conversation. What's wrong with that?
Well, you can also
we?
they've also downloaded everything. They got a copy.
How about we decide what we want to do, and then send the exact opposite information back through the hole with the head of the android?
we could use the holodeck.
Well, you never know. Yeah.
we could put its last memories through the holodeck.
Oh, that's true.
That's also very true.
It would only give us the events that transpired around the android, but I'm reasonably sure we could hook it up to the holodeck.
Well, we
All
would
right.
know.
I've
if-
heard of a similar procedure used on the Enterprise, actually.
All right. Well, then take it to holodeck 1.
Okay.
All right. You start to you have them bring the severed head.
You tinkering fool.
Tinker tinker.
I ain't got nobody. Nice. Nobody. Nobody
All right.
got me.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm so sad and lonely.
All right. So that all right. So a little bit later, there is an Excelsior class ship that pulls in. That is the. Here, I've got a list.
Work faster, John. Jeez.
I don't know how long it takes me.
I know. He's going to be. I want it done before he gets here.
Oh, okay.
Darn it, you scum. Just taking your time.
Can I help him?
Just let me know when it works.
Can I help him with the
Not with
isolators
that
computer
attitude.
All
systems?
right. Yes, absolutely. This is.
Listen, I've had years of experience with holographic prawn. Get out of my way. I can make this happen right now.
All right. The ship that arrives is the Wuhan.
Clan.
Wuhan.
Watch out for my Wuhans.
Is it Captain Rizza? Oh, no? Okay, I'm sorry.
Ghostface Killer.
Yeah. Who is the captain? The
Ghost whale killer.
Rizza.
Is that what we call it?
Sorry, I'm sorry. You
Anyhow,
you left us to our for
but
to our
yes,
own
this
thing for 30
this
seconds.
is a actually I'm going to say it's an Akira class ship.
Thank you. The Wutan. So it's Captain Tetsuo. I'm sorry. I've got
everybody's slap happy. It's late now. Okay, so
It started out slap
Captain
happy.
Slap
I
Happy.
know, right? All right.
I ain't got nobody.
So Captain Happy. His first name is they call him Slappy.
They call him Slappy.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Slappy.
So, yeah, if you want to access the android's memory systems before that, I will let you do that with a roll. Wiggy, you can roll to assist. This is very precise work, so it's going to be control plus science. I'm going to say.
And then I have the focus for the isolinear computer
Yes,
systems.
and that will give you an extra success
Two
if
dice?
you roll under your science.
Okay.
And you roll 2 dice.
I'm spending a momentum so that she can roll an extra die because she's been rolling real low today.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, a 3 and
one,
11.
not two.
1 die for you, please.
A 3 and an 11.
I got a
Okay.
2.
What am I
All
rolling
right.
on?
So you score 2 successes. You score 2 successes.
And you roll.
You can roll. It's going to be control plus science.
Okay, 15.
Roll a 1.
2.
Ooh.
Nice.
Very
That's
nice.
Still a
Okay,
success.
so that
5.
is okay. So you begin basically. You figure out like that. Okay, this is actually not a positronic a positronic brain. It's an isolinear brain, like a regular computer, but they're running a virtual positronic network inside of it.
Oh,
Fancy.
Yeah. And you begin to, and you figure out it's actually a fairly intuitive interface for just sort of flicking through memories back and forth with a movement of your hand.
It's like this thing has a hologram running for a brain.
More or less.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I mean, it's basically like a virtual machine.
Well, I access the most recent memories.
Okay.
And I'm going to display them in the holodeck. Safety's on.
Safety's on. All right. Okay. So there is an image of this nondescript white guy with thick eyebrows and pale skin, dark hair. He's wearing, he has creepy rubber skin because it is the android, and he's wearing a black jumpsuit with Bomber written across the shoulders and on the lapel. So you're wanting to go. Okay, you get a little bit of skewed images as it booted up briefly in the shuttlecraft in our previous session, and then it you start to rewind. It goes through. There's a bunch of crazy glowing stuff, which you assume it's passing through the creature,
through the colon,
through the body,
gross,
and gets burped up,
pooped out.
Previously, and you see that that it was basically you go back and play it forward. The going back several weeks, you see that the last time it was online and intact, it was actually attacked by a Klingon warrior with a batleth. There's smoke everywhere, explosions. They say we're taking on borders. They're declaring. They have said heave to and surrender your ship. You hear Captain Whitaker of the Fahrenheit announce, prepare to repel borders, shields are down, and you see all of these androids go completely killbot. Immediately begin running up the walls, down the hallway, like Terminator 2.
Nice.
Impossibly fast, shooting things, and Klingon does, but Klingon successfully took several stun shots to the chest before closing on poor old Bomber and separated his head from his chassis.
Knew it.
But yeah, this was a hostile act. Subsequent to that,
oops, I guessed wrong.
Subsequent to that, you see that that they've got the head in a box, and you see Captain Canestra and Captain Whitaker and some of their different people are gathered around the head, and they're programming it with all this information. They're saying, well, it'll be, it'll slosh around in there a little bit, but we should be able to prepare it. And then you see that it does actually get beamed over to another ship. And you see that there is a one of those gorillas from the Klingon Empire.
Oh.
The heavy gunner gorilla guys.
Yeah.
Is his name Aristotle?
It is a different guy. But yeah, it takes the head, smuggles it pretty close to the thing. You see that there are from the perspective of the head, you can see the several Klingon ships and the Romulan ships circling the exit point, which looks rather like the place that your guys are at now. It's got a sphere, not unlike the dangle. and basically you see that the gorilla alien loads the head into a Federation-style probe, launches it out, and it activates the wormhole effect. There is after sort of what you see through as the head tumbles away into the void is behind it. There is a massive firefight as various ships start shooting at each other. This apparently triggered a violent reaction from the Romulans.
Is that where the undetonated torpedo came from?
That is undoubtedly that they sent something back up to ruin your day.
So there's a dangle on the other side.
Apparently, yes.
Huh. And that'll do us tonight for Gaming with Scott.
Okay.
Damn. Yeah. Because I had a real big question that I wanted to ask, but I can't ask it now. It's terrible.
Oh, okay.
Mother
all right.
of pearl.
Follow me into the dark.
Follow me.
Way to ruin it.
See you guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. And as always, you'll hear from us real soon.
Bye.
Later.
That'll do us tonight for Star Trek Adventures. You can send us an email at feedback@gamingwithscott.com. John Garlick is at JPMGarlic. Jay Duguay is at @1_nerdy_mama. John Kennedy is at JKMyth. And me, Scott T, is at GamingWScott. This is a Southgate Media podcast. As you boldly go through your life, remember to make the galaxy a better place than it was yesterday. And as always, you'll hear from us real soon. Bye.